A NFL coach resigns after alleged racist and homophobic remarks.
We'll show you the perfect guide to the State Fair of Texas.
And how you can plan your next visit to Fiji.
Broadcasting live from the University of North Texas, this is ntTV News at Noon.
Thanks for joining us on ntTV News at Noon. I'm Christine Guevara.
And I'm Gabby Medina. And now, a scandal from Vegas. Raiders head coach John Gruden was exposed for having racist, misogynistic, and homophobic comments and emails. Now, he is stepping down from his position. Here's CNN's Coy Wire with more.
Las Vegas Raiders head coach John Gruden resigning overnight after the New York Times and Wall Street Journal reviewed emails from Gruden that used homophobic, misogynistic, and racist language. Gruden announcing his departure in a statement writing, "I love the Raiders and do not want to be a distraction. Thank you to all the players, coaches, staff, and fans of Raider Nation. I'm sorry, I never meant to hurt anyone."
John Gruden was homophobic. He was misogynistic. He was racially insensitive. John Gruden, he needed to resign. It's imperative that he did resign, and I'm glad that he resigned.
The New York Times reviewed emails from Gruden from 2011 to 2018 while he was an ESPN analyst, where he used a homophobic slur while referring to NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell. The Times further reports Gruden, quote, denounced the emergence of women as referees, the drafting of a gay player, and the tolerance of players protesting during the playing of the national anthem.
All of it obviously reaches critical mass very quickly to the point where either Gruden decided himself that there's no way out of this and has to resign, or he was pressured to resign. This is a pattern of behavior, apparently. There's a lot here, and it can't be rationalized.
Last week, a Wall Street Journal report revealed an email sent by Gruden in 2011 where he used racist language while referring to the head of the NFL Players Association, DeMaurice Smith, during a contentious lockout over the collective bargaining negotiations. Gruden apologized for the email after the Raiders game on Sunday.
All I can say is I'm not a racist. I can't tell you how sick I am. I apologize again to D. Smith, but I feel good about who I am and what I've done my entire life. And I apologize for the insensitive remarks. I had I had no racial intentions with those remarks at all. But yes, they can. I'm not like that at all, but I apologize.
Smith tweeted in response to the news of Gruden's email, "The email from John Gruden and some of the reaction to it confirms that the fight against racism, racist tropes, and intolerance is not over. This is not about an email as much as it is about a pervasive belief by some that people who look like me can be treated as less."
We give guys these big contracts because they want to be able to lead 70 men, coaches, equipment staff, and managers to the number one goal, and that's to win a championship. And for us to be moving back and not forward in 21st century, like I said, man, National Football League, this hurts me. The clock is ticking, man. I'm sorry.
In a tweet, the Raiders owner Mark Davis said that he accepted the resignation. The special teams coordinator and assistant head coach for the Raiders, Rich Bisaccia, will be the interim head coach.
Denton students experienced a bomb threat on their school bus Friday. A student told the bus driver that another student seemed to have an explosive device. The driver immediately notified the authorities and evacuated the bus, leaving all possessions behind. Denton police say that all students' belongings were immediately confiscated and will be returned later this week. The investigation is ongoing. If you're looking for a safe and lively place to live, look no further than Plano, Texas. The city has a lot to offer, from nationally recognized schools to award-winning parks. It is home to a very diverse population of people and cultures. It is a very lively place to live with exceptional restaurants, a rich historic downtown district, an active local arts community, and more. Major corporations have also made Plano their home. The headquarters or regional operations of Toyota, JCPenney, Liberty Mutual, and various other companies can be found in Plano. And recently, Plano has another thing going for them. Forbes has named Plano as one of the safest cities in America. So if you need a change of scenery, Plano is definitely a good place to have in mind.
And you know, speaking of lively places, the State Fair is buzzing with activity and culture. And to celebrate Hispanic culture during Heritage Month, the State Fair features a marionette show. Here's ntTV's Noemi Sanchez with more.
Season, and a show you cannot miss this year is one that brings to life Latin culture with over 100 puppets called Fiesta de Marionetas.
Located right in the middle of Fair Park, a beautiful combination of art and culture come together to bring audiences at the State Fair of Texas a touch of Latin heritage.
Fiestas de Marionetas, first and foremost, it's a puppet show, and the puppets are string puppets, marionettes, puppets on strings, and they're all handmade. And the show was commissioned by the State Fair for the 2019 year, and that was to feature Latin American heritage, Hispanic heritage.
What makes this show even more special is the variety of characters that are featured within every performance, turning this small stage into a celebration of diversity.
We do have mariachis, we have folklorico dancers, we have dancing flowers, we have piñatas, living piñatas, puppet piñatas, but we also have some celebrities. So we have some celebrity luchadores. We have Selena. I'll go ahead and give that away. She's a pretty big crowd pleaser.
Apart from the many traditional characters featured, a lot of detail goes into making these intricate puppets. From the designing to the painting and even the costume creation, it takes months and many different artists to complete even a single character.
Well, they're special because they are all one of a kind. We make everything ourselves. They're all designed. The set, all the puppets are designed and built by the same artist. It takes months, and it takes several different artists and a variety of materials. We use Texas basswood. We use deep sea fishing line. It breaks all the time. We use oak, we use ash, and we also use rigid latex, like a really hard rubber for their faces, hands, and feet.
So come along, grab a funnel cake or turkey leg and experience a show like no other. Located in this small village at the McDonald's Amphitheater, just down the road from Big Tex.
Wow, Kent, this is truly an amazing piece of art. The puppets are so intricate. It's definitely a show people cannot miss here at the State Fair. But tell me, what is something you want our viewers to know about Fiesta de Marionetas?
Oh, that you can come and see Selena any day of the fair. We have 4 shows a day, beginning at 11 and ending at 5 or 6, depending upon if it's a weekday or a weekend.
Sounds good, guys. You have to come check it out.
Thanks, Naomi. Well, that certainly looks like a ton of fun. What a wonderful way to celebrate Hispanic culture. Another way to celebrate cultures is through food, and I think that fried fair food really speaks to Texan culture. Each year, folks at the State Fair vote for their favorite new fair foods. Let's take a look at who won.
It's the time of year when everyone gets to try all the best and creative combinations of fried food. If you're wanting to do it right this year, there are 2 foods that you cannot miss. We're talking about the winners of the Big Tex Awards. The first one, deep fried gumbo balls, took home 2 of the awards. One for savory and also for being the most creative of all. It has 2 gumbo bowls, side of raw sauce and green veggies with fried okra to balance it out, saltine crackers and a small hot sauce bottle as your fair souvenir. It's only the second time a dish has won in 2 categories. Greg Parrish, the double winner, says it was created by his family. The team at the Gourmet Royale is now showing everyone why they are the best tasting savory winners. You can go check it out at the Tower Building food court. Now to the sweetest of all, as seen all over TikTok, the armadillo.
The armadillo.
This is a cookie butter ice cream sandwich sprinkled with butter sugar.
Actually, it's a semi-freddo. That's an Italian take on ice cream.
That creator, James Barrera, drew the design himself for this Texas-sized armadillo shape. And this is not James' first rodeo. He's been serving delicious fried and sweet combos for 25 years. He was the first ever sweet category winner in the first edition of the Big Tex Awards back in 2005 for his fried ice cream. You can find the armadillo at the Barreras, located at the Funway. There were some great competitors this year, so if you want to go big and try them all out, you can head over to the State Fair of Texas website and check their food maps. Have fun! For ntTV News, I'm Rochelle Cedeño.
Well, there you have it. The best food remains at the State Fair.
Thanks, Rochelle. Well, when I was at the state fair yesterday, it was actually really hot, but the clouds are coming in and I think I'm gonna need an umbrella today.
I believe it. And now this morning was much cooler, probably because of that rain. But let's check in with Ryan to see if we'll still be needing those umbrellas.
Thanks, y'all. And I can confirm that you probably will need those umbrellas for the next few days. Let's take a look at the current conditions here in Denton. So today we're looking at 73 degrees with a feeling temperature of 74 degrees. Current conditions today are relatively cloudy with a 60% chance of rain. Our winds today will be at the southeast at 9 miles per hour. Now as we move into tonight, we will not see much of a temperature difference as the low will be 72 degrees. We are expecting a 72 degree feeling temperature as well for tonight, but we'll start to see more rain activity despite the rain chances remaining at 60%. Wind speeds will still be at southeast, but will change to 50 miles per hour. Now as we move into tomorrow, we will still see those temperatures stay in the low 70s as a high of 76 is forecasted for tomorrow. We're also predicting a 76 feeling temperature because of that rain activity. But we should start to see a lot more T-storm activity as the rain percent chance increases to 90%. Our winds will shift from the southeast to the southwest at 50 miles per hour. That's all I got with y'all for current conditions. Come back for full weather in a bit. Back to y'all at the desk.
Thanks, Ryan. Well, I had a great time at the fair this year. I had the best corn dog along with amazing, delicious foods. Have you gone yet?
Actually, this year was my first year and I got the best advice. ntTV's Michaela Goose has created her perfect guide to the State Fair of Texas.
Folks, the State Fair of Texas is back. But how are you going to spend your long day at the fair? I've got your answers. First things first, coupons. There are multiple locations to get coupons across Fair Park. You need these to buy food or play any of the games on the midway. And don't worry, coupons do roll over if you come back another time. Now that you have your coupons, let's eat. There are more options this year than ever, including some you've never heard of. Most everything is fried, of course. While you're munching, head over to the shopping center for out-of-the-world finds, or should I say, out of the country. At Global Antiques, you can find handcrafted novelties from across Africa. And down the row is a colorful display of handmade candies and nuts. You can also find everything from steel costumes for your water bottles to coasters of your dog. Now after you gorge yourself on Fletcher's corn dogs and some fried Oreos, what are you gonna do? You're gonna head on over to the Midway and play any of the amazing games. My personal favorite and the easiest, Fish the Frogs. While you're on the Midway, make sure to try your hand at any of the amazing games. Then take in the beautiful sights of the Ferris wheel from the Texas Skywalk. At night, everything is lit up and gorgeous. And if you have the chance to catch any of the amazing local bands at any of the 5 stages at Fair Park, have a drink and take in the talent. And there it is, the perfect day at the State Fair of Texas. Now I'm gonna go ahead and grab my 3rd round of fried Oreos of the day, and I hope you all have a howdy day. From ntTV News, I'm Michaela Goose.
Thanks, Michaela. If you can believe it, the State Fair has even more to offer. Up next, we'll tell you how to make some furry friends while you're there.
And now there's another fun place people can go to. Fiji is opening its doors, and we'll tell you more after the break.
I call you and say I'm with
The State Fair is the place to be right now. This year, the petting zoo, sponsored by Encore, is a big feature. Here's ntTV's Michelle Brooks with more.
I'm so excited today. We're at the State Fair and we're taking a look inside the petting zoo. From as early as the 1920s, the State Fair of Texas has hosted some of the world's cutest animals. After a year-long hiatus, Texans are lining up at the petting zoo to catch a glimpse of animals from all over the world, including zebras, pigs, donkeys, and of course, one of the official state animals of Texas, the longhorn. Which obviously they got their name from their horns, which can grow from 7 feet from tip to tip. Longhorn cattle developed close to 500 years ago from Spanish cattle and survived harsh conditions to become the longhorn we know today. Now, the longhorn may be the state's beloved mascot, but it was actually the goats who were a favorite among the crowd. Stealing the show, the baby goats were ultimately well fed by the end of the day. Fairgoers will have until October 17th to indulge in the petting zoo experience. Reporting for ntTV News, I'm Kayla Holt.
Well, it looks like Kayla Holt had some fun with those furry friends. So if you're looking for something to do at the State Fair, you should definitely stop by the petting zoo.
The island of Fiji will reopen to fully vaccinated tourists beginning December 1st. Those who wish to travel to Fiji will be required to show proof of being at least 14 days past the time of their second vaccination. Along with that, they will also be required to show a negative COVID test result to board the flight. Once arrived, you must take an additional PCR test 48 hours after arriving. These requirements will not be applied to children under 18 as long as they are accompanied by a vaccinated adult. And you know, Christine, since I'm fully vaccinated, maybe it's my sign to go.
Yes, that sounds like so much fun, but hopefully the rain doesn't get in the way of your travel plans.
True.
Weather, Ryan, what is the weather looking like later this week?
Well, now I can tell that rain will not last for this week, but I will discuss that in the 7-day forecast. Let's look at North Texas. So today, in this region, we are looking at temperatures primarily in the low 70s, with the exception of Paris, Bowie, and Sherman being in the high 60s. Now, as we look into the full state, we'll start to see a little bit more diversification with the temperatures, with Houston being at 86, above a lot of the cities here that are in the mid-70s. Oklahoma City and Amarillo are at a chilling 60 degrees. Now let's look at our 7-day forecast for Denton, Texas. As you can see, there is rain for the next 3 days only, and then a cold front will come in on Friday and clear up those clouds. And that will stay throughout the rest of the week. And from Monday, and with the low temperatures being in the high to low 40s. That's all I got with weather for y'all today. Back to y'all at the desk.
Thanks, Ryan. Well, all that rain couldn't come at a more perfect time.
That's right, Christine. Now we can all stay inside and start focusing on midterms. We have Malaya Whiteside outside with some tips for us. Malaya?
Thanks, guys. As many of you know, midterm season is upon us, but not to worry because I came prepared with some study tips for you. The first thing you should do is find a good location to study at. It should be a quiet place with few distractions. The second tip is a little more difficult, but you should turn off your smartphone. I know I'd never be able to focus if that little screen kept flashing every time I got a notification. And the last but most important thing is to take care of yourself. Get plenty of sleep and eat healthy meals. And make sure you take breaks when you need to, when you study, so that you don't get burnt out. I hope all these tips help, and good luck on your midterms. Sending it back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Malaya. When we return, the Mean Green is helping the planet stay green. UNT's Zero Energy Research Lab is helping students design a better future.
And the State Fair is the gift that keeps on giving. Later, we'll tell you more about the starry tradition that has been happening for 135 years. Stick with us.
UNT truly is the school that means green, quite literally.
So here is Brianna Moore to tell us exactly how UNT is once again being a trailblazer.
Thanks, guys. To say UNT is a trailblazer just might be an understatement. This week, I had the opportunity to get an inside scoop on how UNT is helping lead the world in cleaner ways to produce energy. Let's take a look.
Today, we take you to the home of the Zero Energy Lab, located on UNT's Discovery Park campus. The Zero Energy Lab is one of the first buildings of its kind in Texas, designed specifically to test and show how alternative ways of energy can achieve net zero natural power. We talked to the UNT Mechanical Engineering Assistant Professor Dr. Zhao for more information.
So Zero Energy Lab, like it mentioned, it integrates a lot of renewable energy technology for the power the building. So the building is integrated, I think, a solar panel, wind turbine, geothermal pump, like a solar water system, solar chimney, and so on. This kind of technology utilize the sun, the wind, the underground water for the like air conditioning and electricity requirement.
Established in 2012, this laboratory is no doubt a game changer when it comes to cleaner ways in producing energy. The Zero Energy Lab is a unique piece of architecture, from the solar-paneled wing-shaped roof to the rectangle sidewalk designed to store rain. This model is one of the only zero energy research laboratories created, giving students the opportunity to be hands-on with alternative energy technology that could one day power the world. For ntTV News, I'm Brooke Deering.
And that's just how you mean green. With Living Green, I'm Brianna Moore. Christine and Gabby, back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Brianna. Well, you guys, I heard that there were a few football games this week, like the OU versus Texas game.
Yeah, I actually went to that, and it was so much fun.
Don't say anything yet, Gabby. I'll be telling you everything about those football games when we come back. OU, UNT, and more in the sports world when we come back. Stay with us. The annual Red River rivalry game between the University of Texas and Oklahoma went down on Saturday at the State Fair. The Texas defense had the early Heisman candidate Spencer Rattler very rattled, as the quarterback was held to a mere 112 yards with an interception to his name as well. Fans calling for his replacement got their wish mid-second quarter as the Sooners were down 18. Rattler went out, and in came Caleb Williams. The new quarterback brought more than just a new face. He brought a rally. Not just bringing OU back in the game, but putting them ahead with 2 minutes left in the fourth and leading his team down the field for what would be the game-winning touchdown by Kennedy Brooks. Texas didn't play bad either, as Casey Thompson looked more like Tom Brady, posting 388 yards, 5 touchdowns, and no interceptions in what would end up being a loss. OU walks away with the win 55-48, continuing their dominance, winning their fourth matchup. North Texas soccer was looking for a revenge this Friday, and FIU was their unfortunate victim. UNT finally got their offense together, thrashing the FIU D and making their shots count, making 5 of their 7 shots on goal. Goals by Hallie Robertson, Taylor Tufts, Jenna Shealy, and Madison Drenowatz pushed UNT to a victory 5-0 on the Panthers. And lastly, the Dallas Cowboys continue to ride high with their fourth game in a row. The 4-game winning streak continues after the Giants suffered a couple of injuries to key players. Dallas Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott threw for more than 300 yards and 3 touchdowns. The Dallas Cowboys now prepare for what could be their toughest test yet in Bill Belichick and the Patriots. That's all I have for sports. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Nick. Well, if you make the State Fair trip at night, you have a treat in store. The 135-year-old tradition of the Starlight Parade continues to dazzle fairgoers, including our own Michaela Goose.
They say everything is bigger in Texas, and the State Fair of Texas Starlight Parade is no different.
If you read the State Fair of Texas book, The Great State Fair of Texas, the very first thing that it mentions in there on the very first page of the very first State Fair is a parade.
No 2 nights are the same at the Starlight Parade.
There's always a little bit of everything.
And there is everything, from live bands to beauty queens, including Miss Texas herself, to the Budweiser Clydesdales, a mini milk truck, and much more. But what is it like for the volunteers behind this magical parade?
Well, no, it's kind of like getting to run away and join the circus for 24 days.
Roughly 100 people work on the parade each year, and it takes up to 9 months to create. You could even catch some of the volunteers on the floats.
People love a parade, and that is great fun for them. So seeing everything all lit up and the music going and watching everybody's faces, watching the little kids wave, that's the fun of it.
For ntTV News, I'm Michaela Goose.
Thanks, Michaela. Well, I know what I'm doing tonight at the fair. That looks so beautiful.
Me too. It's going to look so pretty at night.
Thanks for watching ntTV News at noon.
Join us again tomorrow here on North Texas Television.